What is going on, people? I am here for another review. And if you couldn't tell by the title, it is a horror pack review. And if you don't want to know what horror pack is, I'll leave a little link to all the videos that I've done. I did an unboxing this morning where this movie came from. Um, so I'll leave the link to them if you're interested. It's a monthly subscription service where they send you 4 movies, either 4 Blu-rays or 4 DVDs. Again, I'll leave the link to the videos. So I'll explain more in those videos. But this movie right here came in today's box, August's horror pack, and that is Motivational Growth. This one is different, I'll tell you that. But first, let me tell you, it's directed and written by Don Thacker. It stars Jeffrey Combs, well, technically his voice, from The Reanimator. It stars Adrian Diagiovanni, Danielle Dowich, probably killed that name, among many others. So what this movie is about is a guy named Ian, now Folivor, I think, from what the back says. But this guy is like a 30-something-year-old guy that's very depressed. He's I guess you would call it a hermit, like someone who hasn't left their domicile. Well, he lives in an apartment, and he hasn't left this for a year, I think he says. Pretty much he's in a rut. He's very depressed. Pretty much all he does is sit there in a t-shirt and his underwear, watching TV all day long. And this TV that he's watching is like a family heirloom kind of deal. It was passed down from his grandfather to his uncle and his father, and now it's down to him. So pretty much what all he does is watch this TV, watch like infomercials and all this stuff. And then one day he's watching it and the TV just pretty much blows up and stops working. So let's just say he has a very special bond with this TV. He actually calls it Kent. He names the TV. So once this happens, he kind of just goes all crazy. You see him walking back and forth in his apartment and such. And at one point he decides or tries to commit suicide, and it fails. And as he's in the bathroom trying to commit suicide, he falls over and notices a big thing of mold in his bathroom. Let's just say, because he's been in his apartment, not only is the bathroom disgusting, the entire apartment is ridiculous. It's disgusting. Whoever lives in this kind of, it reminds me like of a hoarding episode where everything's all over the place. So anyway, he falls in the bathroom, failed attempt. He ends up waking up, and he's sitting there, and this thing of mold starts talking to him. Yes, mold. It has a mouth and these two looking eyes, and it's actually voiced by Jeffrey Combs. And pretty much this mold is talking to him, and he starts talking back. And throughout the movie, this mold is trying to, make his life better, I guess you want to call it. He's motivating him and trying to change his life and giving him advice here and there. But also, it's different because at points he's watching the TV starts working again. This movie, let's just say, is very hard to follow if you try to follow it. Like there's certain parts where you're watching, you're like, what is going on? Let's just say, watch this movie. Don't think about it too much. Just kind of watch it, because you might kind of get your head all around and it won't make sense. It didn't make sense. A lot of sense to me. Like, I was trying to get like a story behind it. But anyway, what's going on? This mold is trying to help him, or so you think. But as the movie progresses, you notice that this mold might not be doing it for Ian's best interest. He might be doing it for other reasons. And as, he's trying to, clean up his life or whatever, different people end up coming into the apartment and into his life. There's some guy that comes that's a TV repairman. That scene is very interesting and different. The guy comes and he's looking at this TV and he's like licking it and everything, and he's telling him how much of a relic it is and all this stuff, and he should just throw it away. And get a new plasma TV. I guess the guy wants it or something. But that scene's interesting. Then he meets this one girl that's a shop from home kind of deal where people, I guess, order food and then they get it delivered to the house. He runs into her, and then there's this one girl that he's fascinated with. He keeps on looking through the peephole of the door and kind of, tries, well, doesn't try because he hasn't left his apartment, but he keeps on looking at her through this thing. And you have the owner of the apartment, I guess the complex or whatever, who continues to try to get him, to pay rent and everything. And just throughout the movie, it's this mole telling him what to do, and this weird, certain things are just out there all over the place. Again, it's different. It's definitely one I've never seen before. Like, I've never seen this. Like, usually you see horror movies and you get these different plot lines and everything. I must say, I never, seen anything like it. So it's definitely an original one. But to me, it was a little hard to follow. But again, I was trying to make sense of it. This is a movie that if you just go into it without trying to piece it together and trying to figure out what it's about, you might actually like it. I know there's certain people out there that have, just as long as they're watching something entertainment, because it is, the scenes are crazy, the plot line is nuts, and, it's very interesting to watch. It's just, if you're trying to figure out what it's about or what's going on, you might have a little trouble trying to. So as long as you go into it with, an open mind and just watch it for what it is, I think you'll like it because it is interesting. Again, the mold is pretty cool. Some of the scenes are crazy. I don't know. It's just different. Motivational growth. I say give it a chance. Again, I got it through Horror Pack, so definitely go ahead, check out my other videos, which are, I'll post, and order yourself one because you'll get these movies. I've never even heard of this one, so Horror Pack opened me up to something new. So I'd say go ahead, check this out. I'll leave the link to where you can purchase it. I'll also leave the link for Horror Pack. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed my review. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you know people that might be into this, that kind of movie, go ahead, share it. And if you're watching this and you haven't already, definitely go ahead and, I was going to say give me the thumbs up, but I already said that. What I want you to do is hit that subscribe button. That's what I want you to do. I'll leave the links to all my other social medias, such as my Twitter and my Instagram, where I show off these movies, and I got a horror amino and everything. I'll leave the links to them if you want to follow me on there. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this. I will be trying to do more reviews. And until next time, I'll see you.